Hey everybody. All right, we're going to continue with some of our no red ink lessons here. This one's embedding evidence, avoiding plagiarism, and using citations. This is relevant to the writing process that we're currently doing. So I thought I would go ahead and do this one. I clicked on the assignment. I'm going to do the place out and see how we do. Okay. Avoiding plagiarism. Fixing errors in sentences takes skills. Okay, so we change that. Some sentences like this one are already correct. Great. You're ready. All right, let's go. All right, so from The Great Gatsby, what is the best option to paraphrase the quote? The quote says Gatsby smiled understandingly much more than understandingly. It was one of those rare smiles with a quality of eternal reassurance in it that you may come across 4 or 5 times in a life. The first thing that Nick notices about Gatsby is his understanding smile, which has a quality of eternal reassurance. Let's see what the options are. His rare smile, which seems to have a quality of eternal reassurance. Click the right side here. His warm, comforting smile. Um, all of those seem to be pretty good, but I believe what we're trying to do is get to a little more of a concise type of a thing. So I think the warm, comforting smile is going to be the best effort. That's pretty wordy here. His understanding smile, which has a quality of eternal, I could read, eternal reassurance. That just seems really wordy, like there's extra things there. This one, his rare smile, which seems to have a quality of eternal reassurance. Same thing. They're both. Those two options seem to be wordy, just adding a bunch of filler stuff. So I'm gonna say it's his warm, comforting smile. I want to see what the teacher answer says to validate that. His warm, comforting smile. Looky there. So let's submit that answer. Original quote: Summer was our best season. It was sleeping on back screen, porch, and cots. Summer was everything good to eat. It was 1,000 colors and a parched landscape. Summer was dill. Scout explains to the reader that summer was her and Jim's. No, I don't know. Her and Jim's. No, that's wrong to begin with. Best season because it involves sleeping in the back screen, porch, and cots, eating food, and seeing dill. Don't like that. Summer was her and Jim's best season because it included everything good to eat and seeing dill. Um, that she and Jim love summer for many reasons, including the fact that dill will be around. Um, I like that one. Not real crazy that they're putting her pronoun in front of Jim, but it is what it is. This is my choice. Let's see what the answer is. That she and Jim love summer for many reasons, including the fact that dill will be around. Okay, so very good. Johnny was something more than a buddy to all of us. I guess he had listened to more beefs and more problems from more people than any of us. The guy that'll really listen to you, listen and care about what you're saying is something rare. Ponyboy explains that Johnny's compassion makes him special among the greasers. His willingness to listen makes him more than a buddy to the greasers, or his ability to listen and care about what you're saying makes him unique among the greasers. Again, trying to get to the concise and still trying to get as much of the message as possible. Um, let's see. Let's make sure he was something more than a buddy. I guess he had listened to more beefs. So it's about the listening. That's the focus. Listening. Ability to listen and care. Compassion. I think it's this one, but I have a feeling I'm going to be wrong. I think it's this one. Compassion makes him special. Okay, so they're using compassion to wrap up the whole empathy, sympathy expression that's in the text here. He had listened to more beefs from more people than any of us. A guy that'll really listen to you, listen and care. So listening and care is something that's rare. Okay, so compassion is wrapped up in that. So again, I think one of the points of this no red ink lesson is to get it as concise as possible. So some of your short answers are going to be probably the most clear answers and best. Not always, but if it fits, then use that one. Let's submit that answer. Oh, because I didn't change it to the right answer, knucklehead. It was that one. Now we'll move on. See, like I said in a previous lesson, make sure you click what you mean to click, and I forgot to switch that out. Stanley and Zero slept off and on for the next 2 days, ate onions, all they wanted, and splashed dirty water into their mouths. After they reached God's thumb, hungry and exhausted, Stanley and Zero sleep off and on for 2 days and eat as many onions as they want before returning to Camp Green Lake. Okay, Stanley and Zero rest and eat their fill of onions. Stanley and Zero sleep off and on and eat all the onions they want. Trying to paraphrase, so trying to get it concise with the same message. This includes the 2 days. It's one of the biggest differences between the rest of them. I'm going to say it's this one. So let's see what the answer says here. They eat their fill of onions. Okay, so consistent. We're staying with kind of the short, concise answer. So let's keep going with that. According to a 2017 article by the Associated Press, many large earthquakes in Alaska receive little attention because they strike low population areas in the state. Okay, the original quote, earthquakes that would devastate cities elsewhere often go unnoticed in Alaska because they occur in the Aleutian Islands or other sparsely inhabited areas. Okay. Earthquakes in Alaska often go unreported and unnoticed because, or they go unnoticed in Alaska because. Little attention. I'm going to say this one again, trying to see if they're consistent with the concise answer. Many large earthquakes in Alaska receive little attention. Oh, what I'm noticing, the choice that I gave, the word unnoticed, is in the original text. So if we're going to paraphrase, we have to say something different than the original text. So that would have been my fault. And that's, again, it's because I chose a word that's in the original text, and you want to have something that is different than the original text. So we need to get that. That's the first option. Many large earthquakes. Okay, let's submit that answer. In 2017, Peggy Whitson tied the American record for most spacewalks. Tied the record for most spacewalks. So there we have, like I said in the previous one, the exact same wording there. So let's see if something's different. Tied the record for most spacewalks by an American. That's exactly the quote. It's not a paraphrase. Became the second American to complete 10 spacewalks. 10 and moving up to third. She's tied for most spacewalks on an all-time spacewalk list. That's not even mentioned in the original quote. So that's taken some extreme liberties. Has now tied the record for most spacewalks. Became the second American to complete 10 spacewalks. Okay, tied the record. So that implies that somebody else has done it before. Became the second. That means that she also has that record. Okay, so let's use this one. I think that one's going to be the right answer. Became the second American. Yes. It's because of that. She has now tied the record. So saying it in a very different way, became the second American to complete, but still getting the same message across. Okay. Many of the telenovas from East African airwaves aren't locally produced. They're imported from Latin America and dubbed into local languages, and they're booming. According to an article from NPR, Latin America telenovels have become popular on East African airwaves. And they are booming. Okay, so that one is a possibility because the popularity is expressed and they're booming. So something similar. They are booming. The word booming is in the original text, have become popular in several East African countries. They're imported from Latin and dubbed into local areas, aren't locally produced. So it's either going to be that one or this one, East African airwaves. East African airwaves is the same language there, so we're going to choose number 3 here. All right, let's make sure. There we go. All right, we're going to have to pause.